Hey everybody, I am really honored to be here with Dr. Denise Allen, who's doing some of the most incredible work with her students at Greeley High School that I've seen as we built the Physiology First initiative. What she's sharing with them in terms of state management, self-regulation, and evidence-based practices around managing state is incredible. And I'd love to have Denise just share what you're doing in your curriculum.
Well, first I just want to say thank you, David, for coming into our classes and sharing your research-based practice with us and giving our students a lived transformative experience with the power of breath to be able to be in the zone of performance. And so I just really appreciate your time and the energy that you're putting into this project.
I appreciate that. The foundation that they had, which is so much of what we want to do, is build out that foundation. They had a lot of that information built into the series of just the tools that you share. What are some of the tools that you share with the students that are maybe not being shared conventionally across the board in health classes?
Yeah, well, in our health classes, our curriculum is aligned with the National Health Education Standards, and this work that you do is aligned with 3 of those standards, which would be self-management, analyzing internal and external influences, and self-advocacy, being able to advocate for oneself and one's mental health.
Which was so present in the classes.
Yeah.
It was so present to see that that the tools are being applied, that they work, and that the students have a strong grasp of them. That's really incredible.
So the foundation for our self-management work is polyvagal theory, learning about how to access the power of their vagus nerve to be able to regulate their internal states and to be able to choose what that internal environment is going to feel like in response to an external stimulus. And being able to have some self-agency over that instead of feeling like they're a kite in the wind, or that they have to stay in that feeling state for an extended period of time.
This is honestly probably the second, we work with our partner Ian Ramsey and with Denise, the second time that we've worked with an educator whose students had been introduced to polyvagal theory, which is so deep a part of one of our building blocks at Physiology First. Can you share a bit about how you explain polyvagal theory to the students, or how you share some of Stephen Porges' thinking and work to them?
We actually start with looking at Dan Siegel's hand model of the brain. And so we look at the thumb as being the limbic system, and the upper fingers as being the cortex, and then you have a fully integrated brain when the two are communicating with each other. And that all of us, regardless of our age, at times, depending on the trigger, can flip our lid. And that means that we don't have communication between our limbic system and all of the wonderful problem-solving skills of the cortex. And so when we flipped our lid, we're now navigating our world from this emotional, reactive, safety, fear-based model, and that's not always setting us up for success, and we're certainly not able to bring our best version of self to the table. So one of the ways to calm that and bring that back down and reintegrate the two is to access the vagus nerve. And so using the vagus nerve as a tool to say, notice when I flipped my lid, I'm not my best self.
Yes.
Bring it back down, and then choose how you're going to move forward. You're consciously choosing instead of being reactive.
And it was, again, just amazing to work with the students and see them apply a lot of these principles in real time, and to show them some techniques like slow exhalation, focused breathing, to innervate the vagus nerve, taking sort of agency over their internal state. What do you think the future of health education looks like in public schools around a lot of this material?
I think first and foremost, we need to be teaching our students self-management.
Right.
That might also be defined as self-regulation, self-leadership.
I like that term. That's a phenomenal term. We talk a lot about state management, self-regulation, self-leadership. I like that a lot, that language.
And really defining what that is for students, but also giving them the skills-based experience to how can they put this into their lives, sort of low-hanging fruit, and start to have that transformative experience so they then want to try again.
Yes.
And to really make it a part of their lived experience. So that when they go into the adult world, they're in the workforce, that they can navigate collaboration, they can navigate tough customer service encounters, and still be their best version of self.
I absolutely love that. When we think about what training for life really looks like, or like life skills, it gets hashtagged a lot, it gets talked about, but those are the skills for life. What changes have you seen from a student, like in the beginning of starting your class to the end of a semester, in terms of their ability to use these practices?
I think first and foremost, we give students a vocabulary to describe their lived experience.
Yeah.
So certainly giving them an opportunity to say, connect their head to their body.
Sure.
What am I feeling? How is that related to, give them obviously the linguistics to be able to describe that, but then to be able to choose an action that gets them to a place where they want to be. And so I see students using the language, and then I actually see students starting to use it, and then I see students starting to educate other students, and then they're actually using it.
That is where it's at. I mean, I've seen it in your class a bit. We've been hanging out here for the past 2 days doing presentations. Our Physiology First seminar, we've been sharing it in Denise's class. And you could hear the language. You could also see the connection to the language and the ability to act on it. And that is one powerful trifecta.
It is. It's really nice to see that students are then, before the PSATs, for example, starting to use breath work, bilateral body movement,
Yes.
crossing the midline as their toolbox to perform well on that high stakes exam.
Incredible. This has been a real honor. And I can't wait to see where our collaboration can go here in Greeley, and ultimately how we can bring in collaborators who are interested in this work, on a national, even international scale, and start to build this into curriculum. Thank you so much, Denise.
Well, thank you, David. It's been a lot of fun this week.